Ladies and gentlemen, please be aware that foul language is prevalent within the following production. Have a nice day.
Left is Evan.
And sitting 2 people away from me is Shane, my far right.
Actually, that's only one person away from you.
Well, I count you as another person because you're still a measurement of distance.
I'm beside myself. It's been so long.
So Shane's a measurement of distance. Like, how many Shanes does it take to get to, like, the moon?
Man.
Less than some other people.
That's true.
But more than most.
Since he's always considered a basketball player, no matter where we go.
I mean, he's like, what is it, like you're always taller than other people, but they assume you're taller than you are because they all think they're taller than they are?
That's true. Everybody's, no matter what it is, I'm always 2 inches taller than however tall they think they are.
It's like, you're 6'4", right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, but like...
So how tall are you? 6'4"? You can't be. I'm 6'2". No, you're not. You are not.
How tall are you, Kyle?
I think I'm like 5'10" or something. I'm not like super tall or super short. So
I'm 6'1".
Yeah,
that's our height, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, okay, that seems about right. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, if we sound different, it's because we're actually all together. This is the first time that we've recorded together in like a long time, maybe a year.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time we all recorded. It was in the car, wasn't it?
Was it driving around?
I think it was driving around town.
God, that was a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, so we're actually all together at Evan's house, his humble commode.
Yes, indeed. So you got to admit, it smelled pretty fresh when you walked in.
It did.
Burning a blueberry muffin candle, that shit's amazing.
That is a pretty good thing. I always hate those cookie candles because the first thing I think is like, fuck, I want cookies now.
Yeah, they should call that candle Demolished Dreams. You walk in and you're like, fuck yeah, Pillsbury all natural cookies. And then it's like, nope, just a candle, you dumbass.
It's like an item you get in an RPG. You put it out and lure people in.
Yeah, like Sweetwater on Sword of Vermilion. Get the monsters to stay over there.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. That I hate those candles. I hate walking in places, though, especially during like Christmas. People burn those in the gingerbread cookie candles, and I'm just like, God damn it! Now I want cookies and cake.
Oh, it's so good. Have you ever noticed that chai tea is basically liquid gingerbread cookie?
No, I haven't actually. I didn't realize that. But now that you say that, that's the first thing I'm gonna think if I have it again.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Give me one of those liquid gingerbread cookies.
Mm.
They'll look at me like I'm retarded.
And some powdered alcohol. Let's just do everything crazy.
Oh yeah, you could snort that.
Jesus. I'm tired of getting drunk slow.
All right,
here's too long to drink these 3 beers.
Well, it's not.
Here's how I want my alcohol. Through my nasal and my ass, please. Because drinking is just too normal.
Because they do that too. It's called boofing, where they'll like, they just basically do drugs or alcohol up their ass because like.
What the fuck?
Well, hold on. It's because so the science behind it is that the inside of your ass, like the skin there is very thin and sensitive. So like that's why like I'm trying to think of how to put it. That's why like diseases and stuff like are very raw, very dangerous through like anal sex because of that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think I handled that okay. But anyways, so that's why
I think I handled that okay.
People, they do boofing and they'll basically like, blast alcohol up their ass and get drunk doing it, or they'll do coke up their ass or something like that. In fact, there was a college, it might have been Texas A&M, where somebody almost died at a frat party because they were basically, really, they almost died at a frat party because they were boofing. They're making the new cadets do ass shots, basically. Or the new frat guys, whatever you call them, do ass shots. And some guy always died of alcohol poisoning.
You see, because when I think of boofing, I think of befriending a guy who turns into a werewolf and plays basketball and sometimes rides on top of a van. Teen Wolf Booth.
Oh, wow. God. That's really old school.
Yeah. God, that's a good. Man, they fucked that show up. Anyway, let's talk about things that don't suck. Kyle, why don't you start us off with your PAX adventure?
All right, well, let's go. We were talking about drinking too, because there's a lot of that at PAX. So, yeah, I went to PAX 2 weeks ago. PAX, for those who don't know, is in Seattle. It's the Penny Arcade Expo. It's basically like a giant video game convention. And unlike a lot of cons that people go to, like Dragon Con or AWA or
Star Trek Con,
Trek Con or whatever they call it, or any of those things like that, it's more of all the people in the industry will come together and they'll have games, and you can just play these new games that aren't out yet. You can talk to the developers and the people who are behind the games. And so it's a good experience to see what's out there and to learn about stuff coming out. And then they have panels and things too, but I don't think I've ever been to any panel at PAX. Just because there's so much other stuff I'd rather do. The one downside is that there is a lot of waiting in line. Because some games are super popular. Everybody is like standing in the line and they want to play it, and it might be a 2-hour wait. So, it just kind of depends on the game. But everything I wanted to play over the 4 days, I got to play except for one game. It's because the line was always so ridiculously long. Like, it would go into another room, and you would have to, walk to this other room and stand there, and they'd come and get you, you three can move to the real line. So it's just but the reason they started doing
it's a caste system. You of the secondary room, you may move to the first room.
You're not even a real line. You're a bullshit-ass line.
The reason they started doing that, though, is because they would cut the line off and all right, the line's capped, come back in, 30 minutes or so and we'll start it back up. Well, people then were like, well, fuck it, we're going to start our own line over here. And you can't do that. Or we're not in line. We're standing over here. It's okay. And finally, fuck it, just do this. Because people are just going to be assholes about it anyway. So, but I was I wanted to play the game. It's called Battleborn. It's basically like a MOBA, but a first-person shooter MOBA.
What does MOBA stand for?
I don't know what it stands for.
Oh, shit.
I know what kind of games they are.
I forgot.
Mike Tyson, ladies and gentlemen. I like to use words that I don't know what they mean, but they sound good. Why did it turn into Dusty Rhodes? Baby, let's go play some MOBA.
They're basically games like League of Legends and Dota and...
What's Dota stand for? Please tell me.
Defense of the Ancients.
Oh, okay.
I knew what that was.
But they're like tower defense type of games, but you're also battling against other people, and they're minion waves you have to fight through, and you basically fight to the end to destroy something that ends the game.
Oh, okay.
So it's team-based stuff. But it looked really good, and the line was crazy long.
Team-based stuff.
Well, in theory,
if you have 4 friends to play with you.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's everybody do what the fuck you want to do and hope you come together and win in the end. But that game was pretty awesome and stuff like that. But last year when I went to PAX, I didn't really do anything else in Seattle, but this year I actually went around Seattle a bit, which was pretty crazy because there's some weird-ass shit in Seattle. There's this wall where somebody one day decided they're just going to put their gum on it. And then so everybody else came, I was like, well, I'm going to put my gum on this wall too. And so it's this whole fucking wall that's just gum. Just chewed gum all the way down this road. And when you walk down it, you can immediately smell gum.
Awesome.
You're like, that smells like bubble gum. And that's what it is. It's just a wall of bubble gum that's been chewed up and been stuck.
Were you walking with anybody when that happened?
Yeah,
did you shove them into the gum?
No.
You should have been like, ha ha ha, you are forever cast into that which you cannot escape from.
I was trying to dare somebody to lick it to see what taste they got.
I'll tell you what taste they get, herpes.
But that actually was down by Pike Place or Pike Marketplace, which is kind of where everybody, you see people throwing fish in the market, that's over near there.
I've drank that coffee before.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say the first Starbucks is right next to this. It's actually across the street up above the road.
Nice.
So, and then the second Starbucks is right down the road, this is what's so ridiculous. The first Starbucks, there's a line all the way around the fucking building for people to be able to go inside and get a cup of coffee just to say, I got my Starbucks at the first Starbucks.
Yeah.
Literally less than a block away is the second Starbucks. There was not a fucking line at all there. There was no one even there. And the difference in the two is the first Starbucks has been remodeled, and basically the only thing that's probably original is the original sign, which, the Starbucks symbols looks like the mermaid with the 2 tails.
Yeah.
The original sign looks like the mermaid her tail is like her legs, and she's just like fucking spread eagle.
Yeah,
inviting
she's
the
got
world.
titties. You can see titties.
And she's just inviting the world to have a piece.
Yeah, that's why I was standing in line for that particular sign.
The second Starbucks, it doesn't look like it's ever been renovated, so it has like the original sign and everything's still up. So, I don't know. I didn't go into either one. I took pictures of them, but I didn't really.
Did you try Seattle's best?
Actually, I'm not really drinking coffee right now, so I didn't get any coffee while we were there.
Oh, man, of all the places, you might as well have gone to Kansas City.
Yeah, no.
Watch
I've been to
some
Kansas
fucking
City.
fancy-ass Kansas City coffee.
I've been to Kansas City. You should never go there. There's
That fancy-ass Kansas City coffee, it ain't good enough for you, is it?
Okay, the Kansas City airport, the terminal, like where they have the baggage claim is actually right next to where you get off the plane, and they have to use a gas-powered, like, lawnmower choke to start the luggage rack. And it's not like, I kid you, it's not like
Damn.
where you sit there and you see the luggage just coming down the chute. You see them taking it off the plane through the window, driving it over to this thing, dumping it on there, and then pulling the choke on it. You hear, yeah, and it starts pulling it through. That's the Kansas City airport. So no one should ever go to Kansas City. It's a horrible
I
place.
think I should go. That sounds awesome.
But so the other thing is, like, while I was in Seattle at PAX, the first I don't remember. The first 2 days there was a lot of drinking, and I decided not to drink anymore after that because I had some really bad nights.
Wait, tell us about your bad nights. Did you have like nightmares of
No.
beer bottles trying to beat you up?
No. It was more of like I had to get up to piss like every hour, and so I didn't sleep worth a fuck.
So it turned you into an old man.
It did turn me into an old man. Because the other thing is, like, if I drink a lot of water in response. Well, alcohol makes you piss a lot. Well, water makes you piss a lot. So now it's like my bladder is just slap full. Because the people I was, sharing this apartment with while we were there, one of them was like, "Who the fuck kept getting up all night?" Like every hour. I was like, "That was me." Like,
Telling you, man, you just need to join me and Jordy in the solo cup brigade. Just keep that solo
That
cup
wouldn't
next
work.
to
If
your...
you had to get up every hour, it'd be full. Then you had to go dump it.
Yeah.
But maybe that would have been the perfect number had you had the solo cup to where the person would have been like, "Okay, you got up 3 times. That's fine."
I needed a fucking pack of solo cups, so probably some
Yeah.
more.
Those little bedpan things with the tops on them, the hospitals.
Oh God, but like the second night is the one I remember. The first night is like it's just a bunch of different mixed drinks. The second night though, we went to this expensive sushi place, and we ordered. When you go to a sushi place, there's one of the things in the menus you can basically be like, "Fuck it, I don't know what I'm getting. Just tell the chef to choose for me." And so me and somebody else did that, and they split it. But they were like, "Do we want to get some sake?" I was like, "Oh, I'd love to get a little bit of sake. I always like drinking sake with my sushi." Well, somebody was like, "Well, we all want it. Let's just get a bottle." Okay. I mean, I'm thinking like, sake's a wine. It's going to be a wine bottle. It might be that big. So the waiter was like, "Well, how big do you want?" He's like, "I don't know, 1.8 liters." She's like, 1.8 liters? I'm like, yeah, I mean, that seems fine. And so she comes out, and the fucking sake bottle is as big as my arm. And I'm like, and everybody else is like, "Oh my God." But the guy who ordered it's just like, "Oh, we got that. We're good." And so we start drinking, and like, one guy takes a sip. He's like, "Oh, no, I don't want any of this." And then another guy drinks half of his, and he's like, "All right, yeah, I don't want any more of that." So out of 7, that's 2 people down. One girl has some. She's like, "I don't want any more." That's 3 down. One guy had 2 sips. Another girl had 3. Me and the other guy split the rest of the bottle.
By the end of it, Kyle's like, "Let me tell you what peach juice best fucking looks like."
Not quite. So afterwards, we were like, some people wanted to go back to the convention because this is like 7 o'clock at night, but there's a panel. So we're going to go back to this panel. And I'm like, I don't want to go to that fucking thing. I don't give a shit about that. I just don't give a fuck about it. And so,
Do you know who I am? No, really?
Yeah. So 2 people end up going to it. So they get an Uber to go to that. And then at this point, the other guy drank half the bottle. He's fairly inebriated. He's like, "Well, I'll just order the other Uber." He doesn't realize how many people are coming back with us, so he orders just a car. So this car pulls up, and it's like a Prius. And there's 5 of us getting in this car. And you're like, and the guy's like,
Prius?
yeah, we start climbing it. I get in the front seat. First thing I do, I get in the front seat. 'Cause I'm like, nope, I'm not going to get in the back. So then, like, the other 3 get in the back, and then the girl who's with us, she's like, okay. So she just kind of climbs in and sits on top of everybody in the back seat. And the guy's like, who's driving and keeps looking back, and he's like, I don't know about this. But you know what? I know he was thinking, like, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but fuck it, it's money. He just started driving, so we're all in there. Well, halfway through the ride back, one of the guys in the car, he actually is like a journalist for like this small town newspaper in Alabama, and he's waiting for like the coach for the local high school team to call him back to tell him about the results of the football game so he can interview him for it and then type up something really quick and send it off so they can print it the next day. So we're in the car and his phone goes off. He's like, shh, I gotta do this interview. So he's sitting there doing like this serious, like, here's the thing, it's like, it's just a high school football game. It's like the second one of the season. It doesn't really fucking matter at this point. But like, this sounds like the most serious interview ever. And so we're all dead silent. Driver's dead silent. He finishes the interview, and we actually get right to the destination when he finishes. And we get out, and we're like, hey, man, thanks. We're sorry about what happened and stuff like that. And the driver's like, nah, man, it's cool. I've never been part of such like an interview process. That felt like really awesome. We all laughed. And then I started thinking like, oh, that dude might have thought you were interviewing like a really important person. He didn't know that you were interviewing some
like you're a bunch of Japanese business people. It's like, shh, because you know how they get drunk together afterwards. Like, shh, this is very important. This is the president of the company.
Yeah. But that dude, like, he's just that way when he interviews anybody. Because at one point, we were walking around in the indie area in PAX, looking at all these indie games, and he knows a lot about. You name a game that's coming out, he could tell you, like, oh yeah, this is the one by these guys, and blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So we see this one game, and I'm like, that looks pretty cool. It's like, yeah. And he starts talking about it, and one of the developers here, and he comes up, he's like, yeah, he's like, you got any questions? And the dude literally interviews the developer, like legit interviews him, just having a conversation. And I'm sitting there listening, like, God, this is riveting. This is amazing. And I'm like,
you've missed your calling. You need to be a games journalist.
And we told him that a lot too. I was like, I want you to follow me everywhere I go, and whenever I go up to a developer, you ask the questions, because I'm that stupid shit like, when's this game come out?
Yeah. Why's the hair blue?
Yeah. But he's asking things like, so I know that you and the other developers used to work for the company that made BioShock, and there's a lot of stuff with this game and that's supposed to be like a play on making fun of the game industry in general. And I'm like, this shit is deep, man. What the fuck, you know? And you can tell that the developer's really happy to get like real questions and not bullshit questions. But
got that Xbox.
Yeah, got that Xbox. I need to get some Mortal Kombat and that man on the Xbox.
Marvel Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Morrow.
It was Mortal Kombat, so he's trying.
It's
to
just got Morrow in it from X-Men. It's just her fighting.
Yeah. It's actually just south of Atlanta, Morrow Kombat.
I will say, though, the one thing about being in Seattle is, like, I spent so much money on food, and it's not like I ate a lot. It's just everything was so fucking expensive. Like,
Cost of living's higher there?
Oh, it's a lot higher. Yeah. I think, like, every meal I had was $50 at least, if not more.
Yeah. Jeez. Shit. Wendy's, son.
There's no fast food. There's no fast food. I saw one McDonald's my entire time there. There is no fucking fast food there.
Huh.
I kid you not. And like I mentioned that to my friend, I made a joke, and he's like, yeah, man, you can't find fast food around here. He's like, the best you can do is maybe find a little corner deli, and even then it's like $10 for a sandwich.
You should have just been like, welcome to Seattle, home of slow motherfucking expensive ass food.
You know, the other one crazy thing that happened is like Seattle's known for being cloudy and rainy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So the first day we get there, it's 80 degrees and sunny. And I'm like, wow, this feels pretty good. Because I'm coming from Georgia where it's like 90 degrees and humid as fuck. And so I'm like, I'm outside in shorts during the day and I'm not sweating. This is amazing. So the next day it's like 75 and I'm still in shorts. I'm like, this is still great. So then it got down into like the mid-60s on the rest of the time, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It started raining again. And I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. But so, yeah, Saturday afternoon or brunch area, we went to go get something to eat. And this is the first day it's raining again. As we walk in, the hostess looks past us and she's like, oh, hey, welcome to... Oh, my God, it's raining again. I'm so excited. And just starts like freaking out. And she's not joking. She's dead serious. She's that excited about the rain. And like another waitress and my friend who lives in Seattle too, like, I know, I'm so happy it's raining again. I'm like, what the fuck is with these people?
Damn.
But like you have to understand, like it constantly rains there, and it's not like when it rains down here in the south where it's like it torrential downpours for like 30 minutes and stops. The air is just mist. It's a constant mist of rain, and then when it stops, it kind of a little bit of time to dry, and then it'll do it again. That's why most people don't carry umbrellas. They just wear, like, raincoats. So, but, I mean, overall, PAX was pretty great. Played a lot of games. Saw a lot of good ones out there. Like, Orcs Must Die and Chain looks pretty good.
How's the cosplay out there?
There's not a whole lot of it. If there is cosplay, it's usually League of Legends cosplay, and that's something that was different this year. Normally, the League of Legends North American Championship takes place at PAX, but it didn't this year. They moved it. It's now at Madison Square Garden the weekend before. That's how big, and it's sold out. It's huge.
The League of Legends has gotten pretty big.
And so, like, they actually were like last year when they had it at PAX, like it was always at PAX. Last year was the last year, but my friends who were like, yeah, they could just tell, like, this is it. Because, like, they're phoning it in here. They don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. In previous years, they were, like, all into it, like, doing all these huge things. And that year, it was just that, and that was all there was to it. Mm-hmm. They weren't even there this year because there was another championship going on that weekend. So, but, yeah, that wasn't there. But what that did was freed up a lot of space to have more stuff, a lot more games and things like that.
Good.
But, yeah, it was great. It's not a cheap trip because the flight out is just so expensive and it takes so long to go out there. It's like a 5-hour flight, which sucks. But I enjoy it every year. I'll probably do it again next year too. But so because I went to PAX, I couldn't go to the following weekend's events in Atlanta, which is Dragon Con.
But I did. Hold on, let me get my notes out.
He is currently pulling up his phone where he actually has... Oh my God, can you even read what you wrote on there?
Yeah, I know. I should have been a doctor, right?
Or something.
Okay, none of this is in order, but before I get into that, I'll just kind of go into a couple of random facts. They broke 70,000 people this year.
God damn, that must have been a shitty con. 70,000 people broke?
Nobody's so shit in the dealer room, man.
They're just like, it's so fucking crowded.
Well, you know what? You charge that much for a fucking badge, people are broke all the goddamn.
How much were the badges?
On Friday, mine was 50, and on Friday, I think it was 40, and then Friday was 50, and then Sunday was 40, so it was a total for 90 for the whole weekend, which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think, what's AWA now?
It's 65 for the whole weekend. That was probably a bad comparison. Because that was 4 days as opposed to 2. But, yeah, it was definitely worth it, man. The line system has gotten way better. Like, even the credit card people, man, it was like, they weren't in there very long at all. Like, I had cash as usual, but it only took me maybe 10, 15 minutes to do the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Yeah. They're getting better, man. I think putting a lot of stuff out in that extra hotel has helped them too, because while there was a shitload of people there, and in certain areas it was really crowded, it wasn't as much of a clusterfuck just getting everywhere as it normally is. So in that area, they definitely moved the shit up.
What was the new hotel, the Omni?
The Westin. They just like used more of the stuff in the Westin, and like they used more of the convention center or the Americas Mart or whatever it's called. Like the actual dealer's room was located a whole building down because they had other stuff set up in the America's Mart as well, so that was cool too. But let's see, what else? Like I didn't have problems getting into most panels this year at all. Like they had that shit a lot better together. There was only one panel that I couldn't get into. That was Karen Gillian from Doctor Who. But like people were in lines like 3-4 hours ahead of schedule for that, and like by the time I got there, the line had been cut off for 2 hours. So I didn't feel like I lost too much on that. But let's see. Friday, I went up there by myself, walked around listening to music, just kind of taking in the sights. My friend Jason from the band Sugar Virus that I sometimes drum for, he met me up there. And get ready to hear the meanest thing that you've probably heard all day. Maybe not for you, Kyle, but definitely for Shane. So me and Jason are walking in front of the Hyatt, and there's like a line there, and there's this homeless guy sitting in a wheelchair. And I know you can't see me, those of you listening, but his eyes were open and glazed over, vacant, staring off into the horizon. He's slumped over in his wheelchair. So Jason goes, watch this. Hey man, nice costume.
Oh my God.
No. And I went, Jesus fucking Christ, Jason! And he's like, and then I spent the next 30 seconds waiting to be struck by lightning. Yeah. Thank goodness I wasn't. But yeah, so that was definitely the meanest thing. But the second most surprising thing was I met a new superhero.
Oh.
His name is Super Peter. Let me tell you about Super Peter.
Okay.
Is he related to Super Balls?
No, bitch. The Super Balls. So Super Peter is by day. I won't give his last name out, but his name is Peter, and he works at a restaurant in downtown Macon. And people know him by his magnificent mustache, which is it's a boisterous mustache. Boom! It just explodes from the lip. Big and curly. And he's a very funny man. But let me tell you, I didn't see Peter. I saw Super Peter. As I had walked out into the Marvel Comics photo shoot on the outskirts, I think it's the Hilton. Mm-hmm. That's where they do it.
Yeah.
So I walk out there, and I'm looking around, I'm taking pictures. I'm like, fuck yeah, there's 2 Doctor Stranges, there's an Iron Fist, I'm just loving it. There's Mephisto over there. So I'm taking pictures, I'm having a great time. I'm like, holy shit, Luke Cage and fucking Iron Fist. Yes! So I walk up, I was like, dudes, please let me take a picture. You're the fucking best guys out here. And they're like, sure thing, man. So they hit this fucking pose instantaneously. You can tell they've been practicing all day. Iron Fist was like, bam! Luke Cage was like, bam! And they were just ready. And as soon as they hit the pose, I heard it off in the distance. And I see this giant cape flowing in the wind and a top hat, huge top hat, and I see the mustache and Peter's wild-eyed smile looking at me. And all of a sudden, I'm holding my picture out to take the picture. He leaps on me like he's a 3-year-old child who weighs 2 pounds, when clearly he's like a almost 40-something man who weighs almost 200 pounds. So I'm like, so I catch him, and Luke Cage and Iron Fist are just like looking around. Do I need to still do this pose? And I was like, don't worry, I know him. He's from my hometown. So he's just like clung to me. I was like, Peter, let me take this picture first. He's like, okay. So Peter, I had come to find out after I took the picture, was on a different dimension due to a number of mind-altering things that he had taken into his body.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. He got me to funnel a beer once downtown.
I'm surprised that's all he got you to funnel.
Yeah.
So I didn't memorize all of the things that he said, but he was carrying a bullhorn, and he would walk up to the largest group and be like, I want to push your buttholes in. And everybody would just stop what they're doing and be like, yeah, this is such a great fun. And they would just turn around and stare at him, and he'd just do that laugh.
So what you're telling me is he takes me when I go to a con and become an asshole to like the next level. Like
yes, 100%.
Like I'm not like I'm an asshole to a point where it's like I'm not going to take shit because we're all here to have a good time. And if the moment you start doing stuff that's going to fuck it up for me or other people, I'm done with you. But like this guy's that guy who is just like, I'm going to be a giant ass.
But he was attempting to be funny.
Okay.
But I guess he was so
many
gone,
substances in his system.
He didn't realize how far over the line he went. And thankfully, most of the people there were laughing at it. He walked up to the Excalibur Phoenix, the one with the short hair and like the metal studs.
Yeah.
And he's like, excuse me, ma'am, do the curtains match the carpet? And she was like, did you really just ask me that? And he said, yes, I did. And she said, yes, they do. And he went, and he just jumped off, his fucking cape flying in the air. It was so amazing. But every time he would show up, it would be like oil and water. Superheroes would vanish. So I realized that he is possibly the strongest thing in the entire Marvel universe. Because no matter what would happen, when he would show up, all the superheroes left. So that is the story.
I love that superheroes so much as nerds who felt really uncomfortable in a social situation, even more so now that there's this guy who's basically completely insane at this moment.
Okay, so let me go back to my list here. Okay, the unsung hero of Dragon Con was the Febreze Fairy.
I saw the picture.
So basically, she's just walking around saying, you have no excuse to smell horrible. People would walk by and she'd be like, you smell like you forgot to dry your shirt. Please come to me. Everyone will thank you. And she's just like spraying everybody. I was like, thank you so much.
I wonder if she really had Febreze in there.
She did. I smelled it.
Oh, okay.
It was so fucking fresh. It was amazing. Like, I just wanted to give her money, but I didn't because I wanted to have my money for other things. So there's a Febreze fairy, and she was all over. Bless her heart. I found out.
Did it help with the smell?
Yes. Yes, it did. There was a lot of people that had just bathed. Like, a couple of times I was just so pleased because I'd be like, oh, cologne. Oh, perfume.
That's one thing I don't find at PAX is that funk. And it makes me wonder if part of that funk comes from the fact that Dragon Con's in Atlanta in August. And so, like, you could bathe, but, like, within 4 hours, you're probably sweating.
Well,
this past one was
and you're surrounded by another 60,000 people.
That's true,
and it's like that's an extra 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a great costume. Another thing that I saw that was probably one of the favorite things that I've seen ever was I'm walking through the Marriott on the second level where like all the big panels are and stuff, and all of a sudden off in the distance I'm so I turn around, I'm like, that's Mike Tyson. And I see Doc running. And he's got this boom box playing the song. And then behind Doc, I see Little Mac. Behind Little Mac, I see Von Krauser. And I see Glass Joe. And I see Bald Bull. And it's a whole fucking line of Punch-Out characters running laps around the hotel. And then at the end of the line, out of nowhere, was fucking Drago and Rocky.
I saw that those guys. Thank you too.
So they're just running around, and I'm like, that's the
awesome.
greatest thing that I've seen, probably ever. So that was awesome. So I would see them about every 6 or 7 minutes because they would just keep running around and running around. So that was great. Let me take a look here. What else happened?
That's one of the things that is so great about Dragon Con. That's one of the things I do miss about not having gone now for the last 2 years is like the cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much in it. Some of it is so good. Like, and some of it's so original. Like the guy, like the high five counter guy.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. I saw that. Like, every time I guess he would high five somebody, he had this display on his chest that would say this many high fives given. And so, like, he would, I guess, had a clicker and he would click it and it would tally up the next one. So he had like 19,000 or something at one point.
Wow.
He might have high fived everybody at Dragon Con. His hand
It was
was
pretty
fucking
close, man.
sore.
So this guy wasn't actually at Dragon Con, but I figured it was such an unbelievable character that it needed to be discussed. Jason, the guy that went with me, one of his co-workers, is a very large African-American man who works for the fire department, very muscular, very serious, who secretly fucking loves Pokemon. And he loves anime and shit. And the only person that he can talk to about it is Jason. Because, like, he's afraid that everybody else is going to judge him. So he's like, yeah, we'll just be sitting there and he'll be watching some fucking Sailor Moon bullshit. And then he'll hear the people be like, turn that shit off, man. Turn that shit off now. Turn that shit off now. So he'll have to, like, scramble and, like, put it on fucking, like, Boys in the Hood or, you know, like Conan the Barbarian or something with, like, killing and, you know, like, manly stuff in it. But, yeah, so basically it's just a one in a million type of guy. You know, so you never know. Next time you see Terry Crews, don't be surprised if he goes inside and just starts watching Dragon Ball. And why? Seriously,
Well,
why
Dragon Ball would be fine.
Dragon Ball is one of those things, like a lot of, like, I'm surprised the sheer amount of people that know what Dragon Ball is now. Like, but then again, I'm thinking about, like, I'm talking to people who are in our age group, and most of them are like, oh, yeah, I didn't really watch it, but I know what it is because it came on Cartoon Network and all my friends would watch it in high school and stuff. But, like, when I was at my office the other day, and this Russian guy that's in my class comes in, and he's talking, and on my backpack I have 2 Dragon Ball Z figures, and he sees them, and he's like, oh, you like Dragon Ball Z? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, oh, I love Dragon Ball Z. He starts talking about the news show that just started. I'm like, oh, wow, you're watching it? He's like, yeah, I got every episode, I got to see it. So, but that's pretty cool.
So that was great. Let's see. This year I actually got to go into the Jim Butcher panel, which was outstanding.
Oh, you didn't go last year?
Well, I stood in line last year, but they wouldn't let me in, the fucking assholes. I went to 2 different ones, like on 2 different days, and they were both...
The year before we went, though. Me, you, and Jordy went, right?
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
But this year he was talking about his new book series, and it's like steampunk stuff. I might check it out, I don't know. But most of the people were asking questions about the Dresden Files, which are great. And the thing that stuck with me more than anything else was this girl got up there, and she was asking a question about one of the characters. and one of the pivotal points of the series, the 9th book. So she's like, when you're dealing with so-and-so, and he goes, whoa, wait. When you got to the part, you know what I'm talking about. Did you throw the book across the room? And she goes, yes. And he goes, oh my God, tell me again. Tell me again. It's like heroin. So that made everybody laugh. And he was like, yeah, and when I was working on a part in my news story, I sent this part out to all of my beta readers and asked them what they thought of it. And in response, I got a collection of animated GIFs of people flipping tables. So you know what I did? I made the part even worse.
The good thing he didn't send the alpha readers, so they might have killed him.
Yeah.
His panel was pretty good that year we went. Like I've never read any of his stuff. I don't know anything really about him, but like he was interesting enough that I can enjoy his panel. It's
like watching stand-up comedy because everything that somebody says, he works off of it perfectly.
He's good.
It's totally great. So into the wrestling, I saw a couple of things this year that were just great. I want
to hear about the one thing you posted about. I was like, I'm confused by it. So go ahead.
So there's 3 things that I wanted to touch on. Number 1, there was a wrestler there who had giant inverted crosses on his legs. And his name is Michael Judas. And of course his thing is he's supposed to be Judas. And the more that I thought about this, the more I thought, that's probably the ballsiest move that you can do. Because if you look at any wrestler, like in the last 20 years, everybody has crosses the right side up. Especially in Georgia. So this guy, I figured this guy's going to be a monster heel, but everybody's like, get him, Judas! Come on, Judas! Throw him across the ring, man! I'm like, these people are cheering for Satan. So I just decided, I'm going to call it like it is. I'm not calling this guy Judas. I was like, Satan! Grab him by his throat and strangle the life from his body. And people are just like, what the hell? Look at his pants, he wears the mark. So I had almost as much fun just like playing off of his Satan pants as everybody else was watching him. But he's like, that's his character, and I think it's super ballsy. There is a group, a tag team called the Washington Bullets, I think. The Bullets, and they had wrestled there a couple years ago. And Maestro Awesome McKickass noticed that their shorts and their pads looked exactly like Sharkleberry Finn Kool-Aid. Like the exact same color pattern. It was number 1. And I said, well, damn, that's outstanding. So I was expecting them to have it this year. Was definitely let down. They didn't have anything. They could have had Purple Source Rex. They could have had, Splashberry Falls, any of these other things. But they just went with gray shorts.
Maybe they got sued by Kool-Aid.
They could have. They could have. But so they
Sharkleberry Finn, Jesus Christ!
It's uncanny. You can see the picture on his face.
Oh, was it in the bottom?
No, it was on the pants.
Wow!
You had to like suck it out of the cloth.
So speaking of sucking, there was a guy dressed up as old school Sting sitting in one of the front 2 rows, like bleach blonde hair, the multiple colored face. Wow. He had on like some neon orange pants. So everything was great.
Was he ripped too?
So.
Okay.
He was sitting out there, and one of the Bullets got out of the ring. He's like, "You fucking suck, man! You guys suck. The Bullets suck." And he's like, "Shut up, Homo Sting!" And everybody went, "Ah!" And you just see him go like this. He was utterly defeated. And I was like, Homo Sting, all right. But the greatest thing of the whole night was a wrestler called Manchild. Manchild is probably 6'3", 350, 400 pounds, wearing just a one solid bodysuit with like rubber duckies painted on it and lollipops and stuff.
Like a onesie, basically.
A onesie, a big, huge onesie. It's so big you could call it a twosie. So this guy's got like half of his hair is blue, and the other half is black, and he has like these cool blue contacts on, and he goes out there, and he's supposed to be like a giant child, So he's like going out there, and he's totally in character. So he's like, "It's too hot in the ring! I'm tired!" So he'll like just walk outside and sit down. Like somebody will hit him and be like, "Stop hitting me!" So he'll start like slapping him and like pick him up and throw him into the crowd. And, like he's really in character, and it's great.
That's awesome.
So like it gets to be this point where it's a no holds barred match, and there's 5 total wrestlers in there. There's his tag team partner, the tag team that he's fighting against, their valet, and the referee. So, like, one of the tag team guys tells the other guy to come in and they try to double team him. So he starts fighting them. And then his partner comes in and starts fighting the other two guys. Then the valet comes in, and then the referee's trying to break it all up. So Manchild just goes, no! And he grabs his tag team partner, and he body slams him. Then he grabs the first guy in the other tag team, and he body slams him. Then he grabs the other tag team guy, and body slams him. Then he grabs the referee, and body slams him. Then he looks at the valet, and everybody cheers, and he goes, okay! So he's just standing there and he's looking around like, yay! And everybody's like, Manchild rules! And all of a sudden he goes, and he holds his finger out and he grabs himself behind the head and behind the leg and he body slams himself. And the whole place stands up, just clapping and yelling and laughing. It was the most outstanding thing I have ever seen in the history of Dragon Con Wrestling.
Their wrestling is usually pretty fun. It's because it's just dumb and goofy, and they try to make it like a wrestling where there's a plot. And if there was a plot that carries over from last year, fuck if you could remember it. I mean, like it was a year ago. Who knows? But that sounds awesome. I want to watch matches of that guy.
Yeah, just look him up. I think it's DCW Manchild.
Have you seen there's this wrestling thing out in, like, I think it's Oakland or somewhere where it's like
Pro Wrestling Guerrilla?
Is that the one where they dress up like video game characters and stuff? And they have a
Chikara too.
Yeah, and they have like the guy who like he's like especially a rabbit who's on cocaine out there in the ring and stuff. Oh, they are so hilarious.
Mm-hmm. They have a guy dressed up as Starman from Pro Wrestling, the video game.
Yes. They have somebody's Link out there and Dark Link too.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is a guy from Chikara named Player One, I think is his name. Mm-hmm. And he has like a controller on his shorts. And his tag team partner will run in when somebody's trying to do a suplex, and he'll jump in and hit the start button on his pants. So the guy can't move him because he's paused. Yeah. So like the guy will just be stuck, and then he'll unhit him, and then like he'll start hitting A on his leg and start just punching him. It's totally
it's so good. That is like I've watched like a lot of them online, and it is so great. I know people live out in California. So it's one of those things like people they're getting so big that everybody's like. They're selling out and everyone wants to go to it. So in DCW isn't quite like that, but like it's still good.
It's a good level.
Yeah.
And speaking of wrestling, the following day I was trying to get into the Karen and Jillian panel because I'm a Doctor Who fan, but it was fucking crazy sold out as we had mentioned earlier. So I had to find another panel. Luckily for me, there was the history of Pro Wrestling, which is Japanese pro wrestling. So I figured, okay, that would be fun. I'll go and hang out at that. So I walk in, and the guy sitting behind the counter looks like a mix between Mondo and the Duck Dynasty guys. He was sitting back there and he's talking like this. He's like, Rick Dozan was a Korean wrestler who had come over to Japan and found it. So he's just sitting back there and he's like, it's a real dark room. Half the people are like asleep and he's just sitting here like reading off of a sheet, just saying these random facts about these wrestlers. And it was okay. It was pretty informative. I was enjoying it. But what I really enjoyed was when the shit started going wrong, you realized he has no idea what a computer is. So he's like, and the next wrestler we're getting... He starts hitting the computer like, God damn it. Hold on a minute. You got any nerds in here? I need to get this fucking...
Did he really say that?
Awesome! So he's like, I don't know how to work these fucking things. And like, he goes too far forward and like, they're like, look, it's Thunder Liger's like, hold on a minute, goddammit, I'll get to him in a minute. And then while he's trying to fix it, his phone goes off and he's like, son of a bitch! And his phone's like, ding, 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 ding. So like, the guy's trying to fix the computer, his phone's going off, he's swearing, and everybody's just laughing. It's hilarious. And you know this guy's just like, the fucking panel's a piece of shit, I'm ruined. I can't believe this. So like, everything gets back under control. And we get back into the swing of things and everything's fine. So he gets through Great Muta, and I was like, awesome. And he was telling about all the great matches he had. And then, all of a sudden, he's like, and then I want to transfer over to Super Strong. And his phone goes off, he's like, fuck! I'm trying to run a goddamn panel! And these people keep fucking calling me! And everybody's just like looking around. What is this guy doing? He's doing a hissy fit. So, like...
You could just turn your phone off or mute it, dumbass.
No, he can't.
So we're just sitting there. And anyway, the panel ended up being hilarious, and I don't know if I'll ever do it.
It was hilarious for not the right reasons.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned out to be funny.
So that was great. Then I ended the last thing was I went to a Doctor Who dance party, and I had no plans at all on dancing because I don't dance unless I'm moshing, and that kind is not generally accepted there. Mm-hmm. So I'm just hanging out, and I bump into Jay and Silent Bob.
Nice.
So I'm like, dudes, awesome! I'm not the only metalhead here. Great. So we're just hanging out, and they're like walking up and doing the Night at the Roxbury dance on all these girls in Doctor Who cosplay, and they're laughing and having a good time. And like some just random techno song came on, and Jay goes, "Circle Pit!" And I went, "Circle Pit!" And all of a sudden, like everybody's like doing their crazy dance moves, and there's like 3 guys running in a circle between all of it, and nobody's like giving in, nobody's with the jokes. So we're like, "Fuck, that didn't work at all." So we go back and we're hanging out. And I bump into a guy dressed as Strax. Now, for those of you who don't know, Strax is a very potato-looking alien creature who is like the nth degree of soldier. But the thing that's great is he is brought into a world where he is no longer a soldier. He's supposed to be like a butler. So everything is just like, well, I suppose I can bring you some water after I fill it with acid, which will dissolve your intestines, and then you will die slowly, and I will be victorious. So I just got him to tell me how he was going to kill everybody in the room, and I can't even do it justice. But just if you get a chance, just go to Dragon Con and find a Strax. There's not many people that look like potatoes on purpose. And so you just walk up to him, and you listen, and it's amazing. So he was great. And then I bumped into a guy dressed up as the Silence. The Silence is an alien race which has basically been using humanity as chess to control time throughout it. And the way that the Silence works is once you see them, you realize they're there, but as soon as you look away, you forget that they exist. So me being the smartass that I am, I was like, wow, that's a good costume. So I walk up to the guy, I was like, man, you got Silence spot on. Can I get a picture? And he goes, yeah. So I get a picture, and I turn around, and I walk over, and I was like, holy shit, it's the Silence. Dude, your outfit is outstanding. Can I get a picture? He's like, oh, yeah, sure. So I took another picture. So then I turned around and I walked back about 5 minutes later. I was like, dude, you're the Silence. You're the fucking Silence. And he's like, yeah. He didn't even get it. And I was like, dude, can I get your picture? He's like, yeah. 5 times in, he doesn't get the joke. So I got 5 pictures of him, asked him 5 times, and he didn't get it. But everybody else that I explained the joke to, they're like, that was ingenious. I know.
That's so
How can a guy dressed as a Silence not get the joke?
Well, what happened was, you see, there's a reflective surface, and he'd see himself, and he'd look away, and he'd forget that it happened.
That's exactly what it is. Why didn't I figure that out? 2 last things. There was a conga line, which I was forced into against.
Forced?
Yeah, so I get forced into the conga line, and I'm like, okay, I've never been to conga line. This is fine. Then I feel somebody grab my shoulder. I was like, oh, cool, somebody grabbed my shoulder. And I turn around. It was Khaleesi. Khaleesi from Game of Thrones was on my shoulder in the fucking conga line. So I was like, cool. Oh my god, it's Khaleesi. Stay calm, don't worry. Remember that animated GIF that you saw online when you panic? Just breathe in time with the animated GIF. Don't panic.
Cockroaches and razor blades. Cockroaches and razor blades.
Cockroaches and razor blades. Everything's fine. So I made it through, and I was like, conga line's fine. Khaleesi's not on my shoulder. So we get all done, and I turn around, and I was like, Khaleesi, thank you for touching my shoulder. It's been a pleasure being in a conga line with you. She's like, it was my pleasure. I was like, I gotta run away. So I ran away, and I got some water, and I was good. So after a whole night of like Brit pop and techno music and disco, I'm just like, I can't handle this anymore. Then I hear, it's a fucking danger zone. Finally, rock has appeared. So I run up to the stage and I'm like, thank you, DJ, for playing some rock. And the fucking chorus kicks in, fly into the... And I start headbanging, danger zone, and my hair's going crazy. And I look over and there's a Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, and he's got his tie tied on his head. He's like, yeah! And he starts headbanging, and his tie's just like... whoosh, going crazy, and I'm like, awesome, I'm headbanging with Doctor Who, this is great. And like we get like 3 people up front headbanging, and everybody else is just like I don't know about that. That looks dangerous.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are immortal Time Lords. You can die 1 billion times and regenerate. Why are you afraid to shake your head
We
around?
can't. There's a phone booth. That's a copyright infringement if we start headbanging.
That joke went right over my head.
Bill and Ted.
Ah! Of all the jokes that I wouldn't get, what's wrong with Kyle? Did you get that?
I didn't get it either.
Good job. We have so much to learn from Shane.
Yeah.
It's the next level, man. But all in all, I got to say, it was really fun. There was a bunch of really good cosplays. You can check them out on our Facebook page. I posted them all up there. I forgot there's one more story. But it involves Maestro Awesome and Kick-Ass, so I wasn't actually there. He was talking to his friend, El Fantamoso Misterioso, who runs Monster Championship Wrestling. And he told me that they were walking by the second floor of the Marriott where you walk around and you got the escalators and the stairs and stuff, and there's that little fountain area. So he says that he's talking to Misterioso, and he walks by the fountain and he stops talking. And Misterioso says to him, "Why'd you stop talking?" And Maestro says, "We're going to need to walk around one more time." So Misterioso says, "Okay." So they walk around, and as soon as they get to that area where the fountain is, Maestro says, "Look immediately to your left and walk slow." So they both turn to their left, and there is a woman who is completely naked except for a giant mesh dress. And I'm not talking about like the little Hot Topic. I'm talking about, it looks like the kind of that fencing stuff. So you saw everything. Boobs, bush, butt, nipples, belly buttons, elbows, anything that you can think of is right there. So they make it through, and they're like, "That was amazing." And Maestro says, "We need to walk by one more time."
How the fuck was she supposed to be?
Naked and making everybody happy is the name of her character.
Okay.
So Maestro tells me this, and I'm like, you guys got to realize, you're two guys wearing masks, and you walked very slowly by a nearly naked woman 3 times. You probably would have wanted to be a little less creepy about it. So, of course, Maestro says, "It's not my fault that she wasn't wearing any clothes. I was just appreciating it." I said, "That's a fine point."
I always wonder, like, if some people take Dragon Con as they take Halloween, which is basically just opportunity to be naked.
Yes.
Or mostly naked or near naked.
And for certain of those people, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad you clarified for certain of those people.
Now, I'm not going to be a jerk and say that anybody who wants to be naked shouldn't be naked. Because there are people out there that like all kinds of crazy, wacky shit. So the people that we might think are completely disgusting might be somebody else's cup of tea. So let them be naked. I mean, if we have to look at people wearing ridiculous fucking whatever the hell people wear that's in fashion, we might as well look at them naked. You know, it's not like it's going to be like any less stupid. Remember Jinkos from the fucking 2000s?
Oh my god.
People wear them shits all the time. It's like, oh, look at those pants. They look like fucking parachutes. Might as well look at somebody naked. It's still stupid.
So, did you get con cred?
No. My fucking immune system is a voracious feral beast. And anytime an invading army attempts to overthrow its domain, it is obliterated.
Okay, fair enough.
Completely and utterly obliterated.
The reason I ask is because I know a lot of people who went to Dragon Con, and of course they were all around a certain group of folks, but they all ended up with strep throat.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that got strep throat there.
Which I'm glad I didn't go because I know I'd have been around them, and getting strep throat is not something I've ever had and ever want to have.
Yeah, that sucks because everything's like swallowing razor blades.
So, well, that's pretty cool. Well, so the next thing we got coming up is AWA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's
like
2 weeks away.
Yeah,
2 weekends away.
2
like
weekends
this weekend
away.
and the next weekend.
Yes, that's right.
And I've finally, I'm going to world premiere this year. I've finally figured out my cosplay. I've decided that I'm going to be Edgar Figaro from Final Fantasy VI. But not just any Edgar Figaro. I'm going to be Chainsaw Edgar Figaro.
With the mask?
With the mask and the chainsaw. Because I looked all over online and I saw some pictures of people who had a chainsaw with them, but none of them had the Jason mask. And I was like, you know what? The world needs a fucking Chainsaw Edgar. Because it hasn't happened yet.
Like I've never played it, so I don't know that.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. If you can imagine being 11 or 12 years old and you're playing this game, it's kind of like archaic, and you got like axes and swords and fire, and then all of a sudden a guy with a fucking Jason mask out of nowhere and a chainsaw shows up, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's Jason! It's Jason in Final Fantasy 3."
That's I always had him on party when I was hunting this cactuar because he could hit them with the chainsaw stab and it would kill them every time.
Those
where they could run away.
Assholes.
Fuck them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a chainsaw and they're a plant. So.
Mm-hmm. And Kyle, have you already said what yours is going to be, or are you keeping it secret?
No, I'm doing Master Roshi.
Yes.
Today I'm actually in Macon. I'm in Macon for something else, but while I'm here, because in Athens I have nowhere to paint, I've got to paint the shell I made and paint the staff I made. So actually, hopefully can get that all done this weekend, because it's like the only chance I'll have to do it. So I think I've showed a picture of part of it, what I've got so far.
I saw the shell. You put the shell up online.
Okay. There's a picture I posted in a thread somewhere of me in the shirt I made, because I made a shirt that looks like his and the beard on.
Yeah, you texted me that one. That was great.
So, and then I was telling Evan I had another idea, so Evan and Shane, that I had an idea about maybe I should do kind of an off Master Roshi thing, like maybe at night or during another part of the day, actually dress like a pimp with the shell and the beard and the Dragon Ball and the staff. I can be Pimp Master Roshi.
Yes.
So I'll have to see.
I don't know what. I think Jacob's doing Space Dandy, I believe.
And Mad Max.
And Mad Max.
Not the new Mad Max. We're like Mel Gibson Mad Max.
Yeah. It would be so great if, like, I'm going to save that and we're going to make a skit out of that. If the mysterious Shane does happen to go, he's going to be Shadow from Bleach, as he always is in normal clothes. Alternately, he will be Moss in regular clothes from the IT crowd without glasses, wearing contacts. John Gifford will be John Gifford.
He'll have his Fatal Fury hat, so I guess you could what's the character's name? Who wears the hat like that?
Teddy Bogard.
Teddy Bogard.
And Britton Mead will just be anonymous otaku photographer. I'm going to try and get him to hike his pants up to his pectorals and wear a backpack and just be like,
oh my god, do you remember
just take the picture?
One year at MomoCon where there was a guy, actually, he was not cosplaying, but he was literally dressed like that.
I saw him every day of Dragon Con.
Oh.
And every time he would walk past, because he still had the same clothes, the same backpack, yellow shirt, the big ass mustache. I was like, it's the fucking creepy cosplaying photographer guy.
Yeah, that's one thing too I heard at Dragon Con, that somebody was saying that, like, there were people who, like, were taking photographs, but they weren't even asking to take photographs of girls in costumes. They're just going up to cute girls saying, "Can I have your picture?" Who were, like, just standing there in normal clothes.
There was
That's
a lot of
weird.
people. Well, I think it's in context, because, like, if you just happen to be at the hotel or at the mall and you're not part of the convention, you're just taking pictures of everything, so it doesn't seem weird. But if you're specifically a guy who's only taking pictures of cute girls that happen to be at a con, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's what these guys were, from what I was explaining to me. Like, they would basically go up to, like, a girl and just say, like, she's just dressed like normal, and they'd say, like, "Hey, can I take your picture?" I mean, what do you say? No? Get the fuck away from me. I'm calling the cops. Or
no, it's mine. You have a picture and you just run away at full speed.
Just yank it away and run off.
Stare into the mace bottle, please. So
there's always the old joke of walking up and telling people that they're dressed as something that they're not, which is great.
Oh, we do that though. That's great.
Yeah.
Like, what's the one where it's like the guy was dressed at it was AWA. He was dressed as
Zach from Dead or Alive.
Zach from Dead or Alive. And Zach from Dead or Alive had a costume at one point where he basically looked like some kind of, like, shiny Teletubby.
Yeah.
And I remember walking up to the dude and getting a picture of him because it looked awesome. And Zach was one of my favorite characters. And I shook his hand like, "Dude, I fucking love the Teletubbies." He got it though. He laughed. Yeah. I was like, "No, I know what you are."
There's so many good sports there, man.
There are. That's the best thing, is when you can joke with people like that. So,
like I said last year, most conventions generally have an air of good vibes. Like, you just walk in, you're like, "This is nice." If you bump into somebody, it's not like, "Watch where you're going." It's like, "Oh, hey, man, no problem."
the bad vibes I get come from the people working the fucking convention.
No shit. Like, the security guard's like, "You know better than to cover up your badge."
Well, so
I actually heard that this year. This is an old lady just sitting down looking mad as shit. And this guy walked by and she said, "You know better than to cover up your badge when you walk through here." I was like, "Damn. Sorry, mother. Didn't mean to offend you."
I had one thing happen at PAX that was kind of like that, where in the indie area, like the booths are really close together and the aisles are they're a lot smaller than the main expo area. And so people crowd around, so it's really hard to get through there, so it's a fire hazard. So the PAX people will come through and they'll be like, if you're just standing, you've either got to step into a booth or you got to keep moving because you're blocking the hall. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing basically at the edge of this booth. There's tape on the floor to show you where to stand. Like, part of my feet are standing over it, and I'm in there. And it's because I can't get in this booth anymore. I can't even in this booth. Okay? That's how bad it is. So, like, there's that many people waiting to play this because it's this crazy Oculus Rift game. So I'm standing there, and my heels are over it. And this woman comes behind me, and she goes, "Sir, you need to move or step in the booth." I turn, I looked at her, I'm like, if I get any more in this booth, I'm going to be up this motherfucker's ass.
What did she say? Well, I've never.
She's like, well, you need to just stand there and try to the moment you can. Okay.
I actually heard that thinking.
Attitude adjusted.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Why
You
did
see
she
the
just-
needle move.
He's a needle mover, that cow.
It's just like, listen, I can understand if I'm standing in the aisle because people do that, but I'm not. I'm at the edge of the fucking booth, and it's obvious this booth is slap full of people. Plus, you don't want to be that close to them because when the people have the Oculus Rift goggles on, they can't see shit, and they're spinning all around, and they can fucking hit you or bump into you or something, so, but yeah.
And this year for AWA, I've decided we're starting a new joke.
Uh-oh.
We're starting a new joke. As we all know, nobody likes to be manhandled or woman-handled against their will. And the saying is, cosplay, not consent. And that is true. Just because somebody's showing their boobs doesn't give you the right to go up and touch them. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. So I don't know why I turned British in the middle of that.
Yeah.
But you can't just walk up and grab somebody's boobs. You can look at them and then look like, this is what I call the Hey Barry move. If there's a girl who's wearing like a thong and her butt's showing, I'll just stare right at it. And then as soon as she turns around, I'll be like, "Hey, Barry, will you get me a smoothie while you're over there?" So I look like I'm looking beyond her. Always works. But anyway, so now when this came about, it was generally swinging towards women, but everybody gets touched when they don't want to. And Master Roshi is going to be there this year. And he is a very important man. Master Roshi is responsible for bringing the Savior forth to humanity. Without Master Roshi, there would be no Goku. And sometimes people take advantage of him. So anytime somebody bumps into Master Roshi, I'm going to say, "Hey, cosplay is not consent, motherfucker!" And hopefully, I will not get destroyed by 1,000 feminists. But if I do, that's a death of a martyr. Because cosplay is not consent.
If someone kicked you out of a convention for that joke, then they should be beaten with wet noodles until dead.
I saw a guy get kicked out of PAX, and I don't know why he got kicked out. All I know is that, like, he was standing there, and when I walked by, like, security was kind of around him, and he was arguing about something, and they were talking about, like, what he had done. And then I walked off somewhere else, and I came back, and there was more security around him, and he was just kind of standing there. And then I came back by later, and they took him down a hallway where he's kind of not in the middle of the convention area. And then I came back, and he wasn't there. And I was like, I don't know. But they were talking about kicking him out and taking his badge.
Do they have a vendor room there?
Not really. They're kind of spread about within the mix of stuff.
I saw a couple people, I didn't mention this earlier, but I saw a couple people get busted for stealing at Dragon Con. This one guy was arguing over those fucking Hello Panda cookies, the little Japanese cookies with he's like, "But I had paid for those. Those are mine. Those are my chocolate panda cookies." And I just walked by.
I paid for those Ultra D4s. God damn it!
Yes. Francis was there flipping tables.
Oh god.
My Mountain Dew.
So, AWA.
Yeah.
The last weekend of September.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it starts on Thursday this year. That's weird. Mm-hmm. Like early on Thursday.
Yeah,
like
2 p.m. I think is when registration opens up.
Yeah, I probably will be there about 4 or 5 because I have meetings all day up until that point. But so if you're going, let us know.
Yes, we hope to see some of you there. I know we see a couple of you there every year, but if you're a new listener, just come on down and hang out.
Heck yeah. So if you see a Master Roshi with a turtle shell on his staff, that's me. So I'll probably wear it at least on Saturday. So
You may notice we will be accompanied by possibly John Constantine, possibly Captain America, because our friend Mr. Ishman's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
He's always there. He's always good to hang out.
Yep.
So for the rest of you, please feel free to come and hang out with us. It's going to be hard to mistake us because we'll be a group of assholes walking around. Wait a minute. This is Anime Week in Atlanta. I take back that statement.
I'm telling you, one year we should go as Spaceballs characters, all of us, so we can actually be a group of assholes.
Yeah. No, I did that this year. Every time they walk by, I'd be like, look, it's a bunch of assholes.
You know they loved it, though. After a while, they're probably like, that son of a bitch.
Yeah. You're the asshole, you asshole.
All right. Well, gentlemen, anything else we want to talk about or discuss?
Well, we didn't discuss what I was doing during this whole time.
shame.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Where did you go during this time?
Well, my ninja clan got in contact with me, you see.
Oh.
So the first place I had to go was Seattle.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have told me you were there. We could have.
I was being a ninja dumbass. I'm not a Naruto ninja.
A ninja dumbass. God. So you're being a dumbass that no one saw.
Exactly. Isn't that the best kind? You're like, God, I wish I didn't have to look at this dumbass all the time.
That's right. I wish more people were ninja dumbasses.
But I went, and you see there was this problem where all the water was being stolen by an evil organization. And they had this airship that's flying over. So, ninjas can fly. So we flew up there, and we finally took out the airship and it exploded, and it started raining again. And that's why the woman was so excited. There hasn't been rain there. That was one thing that I did.
I didn't read about that in the paper. I should have.
Jules of this.
And not only that, we were trying to take out that last McDonald's that was there. Because all the fast food places is very unhealthy for you, and it's trying to be a healthy area. We were secretly taking them out. And let me tell you, the Burger King, you don't want to fuck with that guy. Even as a ninja.
Well, he's always wearing a mask. I should have thought of that.
Since he teamed up with the Dairy Queen, that shit's ridiculous.
I know.
Oh, my God.
And he has his own skills. You know those commercials where he'd just be there all of a sudden? He's got ninja skills of his own.
Why didn't I see that before?
Because he's got skills.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. And then after that, I have to go all the way to Dragon Con. And let me tell you, Jason almost died. Because I had an agent there, disguised as a guy in a wheelchair. I don't know how he figured it out. But we almost assassinated that motherfucker.
Oh, my God.
It was crazy. Man.
It's a good thing he was wearing that shirt that said firefighter on it, or he'd been dead.
That's true. It's like, this is a civil servant, guys. We can't do this.
Nice.
Not very civil, but I guess he is a servant.
And then, the only other crazy thing that happened when we were there, there was this, the devil was there. You see, and he possessed this guy with a giant mustache. And he was using him to get rid of all the superheroes. So he could do whatever he wanted with his evil. Mephisto, that's the kind of thing he does.
Yeah, man. That's fucked up.
So we had to fight him off. And then fighting a devil is a pain in the ass. And then the last thing was, there was this crazy serial killer woman that was there that was running around naked. We finally threw a net over her, though.
And detained her.
Nice. Man, that's what I did.
I see what you did there, because the ninjas had the fucking...
That's pretty awesome.
Mesh. That's fucking genius.
Yep.
I would have fucking hated that, though. So but I'm glad you did it, because I wouldn't wanted to. Sounds like a lot of fucking work.
It was.
There was no drinking involved either. That really kind of turned
That's
me
not
off
true
to
at
it.
all. I drank a lot of caribou coffee. A lot.
Actually, there was a lot of drink. I just didn't do it because
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to mention this because we're not supposed to fuck around when we're on assassin duty. But we all went to PAX when we were all at PAX. Like we played this one game and we just couldn't get past level 5, and we were like, "Fucking level 5!" And everybody just started fucking drinking. They couldn't do it, throwing controllers across the place. That's why there's so much drinking there.
Man, there's nothing better than people getting angry at video games.
That's true. Well, getting angry in general is funny to me.
Yes, it is.
But video game anger, because it's so irrational and pointless, is that much better.
Why did you stop me? Fucking 7-star bison!
Yeah. Like, I got to the point oftentimes where I would just turn into Chris Farley and Billy Madison, where he's not even talking, his face is just turning red, and he's like...
You know, the funny thing is, and I've said this before, of all the things that get me angry, video games don't do it. Like, I'll play it and I'll just be like, man, that sucked. And I kind of, when I'm playing Hearthstone, this card game by Blizzard, and something ridiculous happens and I get wrecked, I'm like, man, that fucking sucks. Oh well, no big deal. that level's really hard. I guess I'll try it again later when I'm a little bit more chilled out from it. Not just, but I'm never just like, I'm gonna fucking snap this controller in half, just screaming at it.
I mean, you know why? Because people forgot, but I didn't. You keep your shit together because you know what the future is. Because when you get done with that game, you go to your laboratory. And you begin again on the algorithm. You're like, that game won't matter when I control everything at a molecular level.
I've already seen the end of this game. Now I'm just completing it for the achievements.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Well, all right. Anything else? Well, Shane, that sounds like yours was pretty exciting. It's probably a lot cheaper than my trip.
It was. You don't have to pay. No one can see you after all.
You get to hang out with ninjas all day long, fucking flying and shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to burrow. You get kind of dirty. That's okay, because the Febreze Fairy took care of that.
Well, as long as you give it back after you're done burrowing it.
And that's the pun that ends this episode. So until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Evan. I'm Chad.